Hello, cherished friends. I'm Peri Lyons. This is Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. And I'm me and you're you, which is the absolute best thing you can be. I'm sorry I'm a little tilted, so I might ask all my viewers, just lean your head slightly to the side so I look straight. Um, I'm very happy to be here, and I love you. I'm happy you're here. I'm going to start off. I found something out that was kind of cool today. I did a reading for somebody I'd never met, uh, who was in England about a year ago. And during the reading, I said, "You're going to be having a romantic relationship in about 6 months." And the guy just really reminds me of this actor. I'll just say X, who's a famous British actor, very famous. And I just found out from a mutual friend that she actually did meet the guy I saw for her, who was, in fact, that actor. And now they're engaged. So I thought that was cool. Um, I just wanted to share another quick story while I'm waiting here, staring at the phone like a lovesick teenager waiting for your call. Then I'm going to quickly do the psychic tarot weather, which is just like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. Um, People always ask, well, if you're psychic, why can't you use it to win the lottery? Good question. Here's what happened. It was about 10 years ago, a little after I had my traumatic brain injury, which is one reason I'm psychic today. I had a piano fall on my head, which I'll explain some other time. But it's true. I was in line at the bodega waiting to buy something, and I was staring idly. They had the lotto numbers from the last drawing displayed. And I was thinking, oh, it'd be nice to win lotto. And as I stared at the numbers, they turned into other numbers in front of my eyes. And I kind of went, blah, 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 what? And they just stayed there. So I quickly wrote down the numbers. And I never play lotto, but I played that time. And I got home, and the next day I looked at the numbers, and I looked up the numbers I'd written down, and I think it was 4 out of 6 I'd gotten, 4 or 5. I'd gotten enough to win a substantial amount of money. I was never able to find that ticket. It was like the fairies took it. So the good. I don't know if that means the psychics aren't allowed to use our powers to enrich ourselves, which would be sad because money is one of my favorite things to have. Um, but that's the answer to why don't you use it to win the lottery. I tried. So anyway, I'm sitting here waiting for your call. I will give you very accurate. We have like a 92% accuracy rate, which is pretty good. And I'm going to do the psychic tarot weather now. Here's how this works. I pick 3 cards, and it doesn't matter if you tune into the show intentionally, if you just happen to be passing by and it's playing. If you're listening or watching, these cards apply to your week. The first card is the beginning of the week, which is now. Second card is the middle of the week, which is like the weekendish. And the third card, you get the drift, is towards the end of the week. Ready? Oh, that's interesting. The first card is the 6 of Cups, which is a little boy giving a little girl a golden cup filled with flowers. And what this means is either somebody from your past is kind of returning, could be a friend. Often it means somebody who you were romantic with. Woo-woo. Um, what's interesting as well is that we're about to go into Mercury retrograde, which starts on August 4th. And in Mercury retrograde, a lot of things return to us. I'll go into Mercury retrograde more next week. But this looks like either you're meeting somebody from your past again, which might be very interesting, or the other meaning is you could meet somebody with whom you feel instantly at home and comfortable, like you've known them all your life, like you were kids together. There we go. I love doing that. Second card is very interesting. A lot of different interpretations for this card. It's the 7 of Swords, but my interpretation, I've been doing this for years and I can never get the card right, uh, is that this guy has just snuck into the enemy camp. There's going to be a big battle tomorrow. Lots of people, a lot of blood was going to be shed. But he snuck into the enemy camp and stole all their swords, which means no battle tomorrow. And P.S., got a lot of nice new swords. And this is kind of a looking ahead card. It's strategic planning. It's thinking about the outcome when you're starting to do something. It's thinking ahead and wise planning. Hope you like swords. Okay, last card That card I talk about a lot in readings. It doesn't come up that often, but it's only essentially got one. It's the Wheel of Fortune card. It's only essentially got one meaning. Oh, hi, Sarah in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. I love Canadians. I'll be with you in about 2 minutes. So just breathe deeply and think about your question. Is good?
Okay.
Thank you. Yay. What this card means is essentially your luck has not been the best for a while. You've had one of those sort of slumps that every human being goes through. Um, and what it means is that your luck is about to change for the better, sort of overnight and sort of drastically. So it's might be a good time to buy that lottery ticket, but this time put it someplace where you can find it. Um, so that's our week. So the week starts out with somebody from your past returning, or possibly meeting somebody with whom you have an instant, very deep rapport. Um, and then the strategic planning card, and then the your luck is changing for the better card, which it's a little fortune tellery, but I'm done with that because who doesn't like their luck changing? Hi, Sarah. How are you?
You?
Cool. So I like to connect to people through their birthdays. When's your birthday, my dear?
August 20th, 1988.
Oh, cool. We love Leos. Woohoo. Um, 1988. Is that 1964? So I think you're Year of the Dragon. Ooh, Leo Dragon. You, girl, are a force to be
Yeah.
reckoned with. Yeah. Um, dragons are the only mythical creature in the whole Chinese zodiac. We're talking about Chinese astrology here. Yeah. Um, and they always lead the parade. And so dragons always have a kind of presence to them, a kind of a certain amount of flamboyance, even if they're very quiet. And I think you're pretty reserved, but you still have people notice when you walk in a room in a really good way. So how can I help you?
Um, I noticed some crows this morning, but I didn't think nothing of it. But then more and more came, and then they stuck around until about noon, and then they just took off right at noon o'clock, and they just went quiet.
Wow.
And I couldn't help get that feeling like, and I sat outside paying attention to them, and they kept on like getting closer to me, flying over my yard, getting really loud, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be a reason for this, but I couldn't help but get that feeling that there was a message of some sort, and so I felt like I needed some help trying to get that
Cool.
that message was.
I love that. You came to the right place. I'm an accredited shaman, or shamanista, as we like to say. Crows are a very interesting and slightly complicated symbol, and it's a great question. I'm so glad nobody's ever asked anything like this before, and I'm so happy you did. Interesting thing about crows is they operate as a flock. My teacher of shamanism, his spirit animal was a flock of crows, not just one crow.
Yes.
And they're also incredibly intelligent.
Yes.
There's an ongoing anthropological / bird experiment that's been going on in Seattle, University of Seattle, for 25 years, where volunteers go into this park that has a lot of crows in it. And half of them have like white masks and half of them have like red masks. And the ones with the white masks are very nice to the crows. They feed them, they say nice things to them. They say, hey, great feathers, looking really dark today. And the ones with the red masks are kind of mean and threatening and to the crows. And it turns out that crows pass on to later generations what they've learned, because later generations of crows who had never seen these masked people before were very happy to see the white masked ones and very scared to see the red masked ones. The crows are incredibly intelligent. They've got an almost human intelligence. And they bring gifts to people they like. So what I think the crows mean, I know it probably felt a little sinister at the time because crows can look a little crowy. But what it means is you're about to be in a situation where your influence is going to expand. You're going to be reaching a lot more people.
I'm gonna be in a situation where,
your influence expands. You reach a lot more people than you're used to.
Okay.
The reason I say that, and it's going to be really unexpected, but you're also going to be asked to use your intelligence, and you have a lot of it, um, in a strategic way about a situation that's going to come up in the next couple of days. So it might be a slightly difficult situation, but what they're saying is that you have the intuitive and the consciousness smarts to deal with it. Um, Something else crows represent. Oh, that's right. Crows also represent the fact that the people you love who have passed, who are on the other side, um,
Yeah.
are very much with you right now for whatever reason. And I've noticed this in my work that sometimes people show up and they've got like 10 people behind them. Sometimes they have two. Different people step up for different situations. Different dead people. So it also
Yeah.
sounds to me like what they're saying is you've had a couple friends pass in the last few years. I'm sorry about that. And you had one pretty important person to pass. And I'm sorry about that too.
Yeah.
You're too young to have that happen. Um, so they're trying to tell you that you're protected, you're looked after, and you're really smart. The other there's a extension of this where they might be saying it's time to take your intelligence seriously. You have an unusual intelligence. You're both right brained and left brained, which means you're both good at conceptualizing and intuiting and sort of abstract, chaotic stuff. You're also good at structure. So
Yeah.
interesting. Does that feel accurate to you?
It's the type of unusual intelligence that the majority of people like to make you out to seem crazy. That type
Yes.
of intelligence, yes.
Yes. Crazy is a word people use when you're either too smart for them to understand or you are not fitting into any cookie cutter stereotype that they can instantly be comfortable with. It's a
Yes.
feeling I'm very familiar with,
Yes.
but it also makes you one of my tribe. So welcome. I love that. Um, all the best people in the world have been considered slightly bonkers at one point or another. You're very far from bonkers, but you do have people are unable to pigeonhole you, and that makes people nervous, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
We live in a consumer culture. People like to slap people. People like to know what category something is, and you're not really. You're in a bunch of categories and none at the same time. You're you're very creative. You're empathetic. You're not soppy. Um, you're a very good friend, and but you also have the ability to get stuff done and to think things through, and that's very unusual combination. The in
Yeah.
the right, yeah, and you really are like that. I think the other thing, extending into the future, the sort of crow thing, they might be telling you to take your intelligence even more seriously. Um, I don't know if you are interested in going back to school or something like that, but to study something that you're interested in, because you're not quite
That's
challenged enough right now. Yeah.
No, I'm not, and I don't know where to go. I need more guidance as to what to do with my life right now. I don't
Well,
know what to do with it.
because of the kind of intelligence you have, the imposing a structure upon creativity, you'd make a great book editor. You'd make a really good architect. You'd make a really good, let's see, what else? I suddenly can't think of any professions. You would make a very good therapist because I think people use you for that all the time anyway. Um,
Yeah, they
yeah,
do. It's very draining.
it is. You might as well get paid for it. There are, if you do a little research, and it can be a lot of fun to do research, there are a lot of grants available. Um, Also, do you write or paint? There's
I
some
do
sort of
not.
creativity. Okay, there's some sort
I'd
of
love to
creativity
paint
there.
and draw.
Yeah,
Yeah, painting and drawing, sketching more or less.
yeah. Well, you're very
Yeah.
creative and you've got an amazing sense of color. I bet you've got a really cool house. Um, you also, you could also become, this is going to sound a little crazy, but you know what feng shui is? It's the ancient Chinese art of kind of managing through furniture placement and colors and stuff like that, managing the energy in your house to maximum sort of fortunate effect. You have a natural affinity for this kind of work. You're very good at sussing out the energy of a space. Um,
Um, yeah,
yeah.
I got to work on the energies around myself in order to work on stuff like that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to get bad vibes out of your house, I'll tell you what's even better than sage. Sage is sort of Sage will sort of say to the bad vibes in your house, "Would you mind terribly maybe leaving someday if that would be okay with you?" Benzoin, Benzoin. It's a resin. When you burn it, it picks the energies up by the scruff of the neck, curses them out, throws them out through the window with a boot in their ass. You might want to try that because I think,
it's not in spirit; it's in physical being.
yeah, you're going to have to start distancing yourself from some of the people in your circle. You've got a couple of great ones, but you got a couple of really toxic people there. So sorry.
Yeah.
So think about. Hi, Ashley in Providence. I'll be with you in a minute. What I would do is think about. Let me ask you this: what do you do when you're putting off doing something else? That's often, aside from doom scrolling, that's often an indicator of what we like. So when I'm putting
All
off
I
doing
do
something,
and all I know to do is be a mom.
oh, well, that's great.
I've been a mom since I was 18.
You have 3 kids?
I have 2. I lost one.
I'm so sorry. Oh, that's the worst thing I can imagine. You're a great mom. You're very present. I'm so used to New York clients, a lot of narcissists. So I'm used to narcissistic moms. You're so not narcissistic. You reflect your kids back.
No, I'm
Yeah.
very supportive of their
Yeah.
thoughts, feelings, and
Individuality.
their wishes, their dreams, their
Yeah. I would like you to think of yourself as your own child for a couple of weeks and start to notice your own individuality, your own strengths, and give yourself the same kind of support and unconditional love. You're very hard on yourself that you give your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the next 2 years, you're going to wind up doing something that is going to be challenging, stimulating, and satisfying. You would also make a very good teacher. You got a natural. I think you've done that in past lives. You're sort of like, I don't really want to, but you make a very good.
I'm at that point. I've just been a mom for so long. I'm done with kids, really. But
Well, start making it kind of a project. I'll be right with you, Ashley. To kind of explore and find out what you love doing. You have a lot of talents. You've got a very good mind, really good, and I think much better than you even.
That's what I struggle with the most, is because I know I would be great at many things, but I gotta find that one thing.
Pick one thing. You can even pick something that you sort of randomly like. You don't have to commit to it forever, but just picking one thing and doing it. It's sort of like you pick a window to look out of, and if you stay at that window long enough, you'll see the world go by. Pick one thing, and if
I'm kind of in that mindset of like I'm not getting any younger either.
Yes, I know that mindset. But on the other hand, you're younger today than you'll ever be. So put age off the table. You're actually, from where I sit, you're just a baby in PJs. I'm old. If you could possibly take some online courses, um, I think you'd really enjoy finding out how smart you are. Even something like English lit or philosophy or art appreciation. You have such a good mind. Let me think about this. And if you want to contact me at Peri Lyons on Facebook, PeriLyons. Let me think about
Peri Lyons.
Yep, that's me. Hello.
Yeah, and you're on the group there.
I have a couple of pages, so just reach out to me, and I can
private message. I'll just say hi. Yeah. It's Sarah.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. And I'll tell you, I'm
Thank
going to think about what are some good things for you to do, and I'll get back to you. How's that? On me.
Sounds good. Thank you very
All
much.
right, sweetheart. You're welcome, darling. Thank you for calling. I get the coolest people here. Hi, Ashley. Are you still there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Oh, thank you for being so patient. I'm awesome.
No
How are
problem.
you?
Good.
So funny. All of my best friends in New York are from Ontario. I still have to figure that out. You guys are so cool. How can I help you?
So I'm not sure if you're a medium. Wanted to see if anybody was around me or just a general reading. There's a
When's your
lot going on with
yes?
my sons and myself. So
Your I'm sorry. Your son and yourself? Did you say?
yeah, both. I have two kids and
Yeah.
myself. There's been a lot going on.
Yes, there has a lot. Wow. The fact that you're still standing is pretty impressive. Um, what day is your birthday? I like to connect people through their birthdays.
March 2nd.
Oh, you're Pisces too. Rock on with our March
Yes.
selves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're awesome. I love Pisces women. Funny, Pisces women are really strong and really kind of. And Pisces men are very charming, but kind of weak. I don't know what that is. Anyway, let me see. We can do a little mediumship. It's easier if I just open the door. Random people tend to come through. So, uh, is there somebody in particular you'd like to reach?
Either my father or my kid's grandmother.
So that would be your partner's mom, or
My ex-partner's mother, yeah.
yeah. Oh, I like her.
Or my father.
Or your father. Your father's kind of it's interesting. He doesn't like the spotlight very much.
Nope.
Yeah, he's kind of reserved. So he sends you his love. I don't think he's going to come forward. Your grandmother is like, I'll take his place, no problem. But your
Mhm.
dad really loves you. He's very much with your children. A lot of guardian angel energy there. Does your son
Yeah.
look like or act? One of your sons look like or act like your dad?
My youngest son, who he never, I actually, maybe a month before he passed, I told him I was pregnant. And when he was born, he had the widow's peak like my dad.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They have nice names too. You're good at names. What are your son's names? Do you mind me asking?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I like what you named your sons. You gave him really good names, kind of unusual and
My
strong.
oldest is Christopher. He's a junior.
Hmm.
And then my second is Cole.
I love the name. Those are great names. I love the name Cole. Excellent names.
Me too. Every
Um,
single time I say it, I'm like, I love that name. Couldn't fit it more.
Perfect. So your dad sends his love. Your children's grandmother is kind of a pistol. Um, Very opinionated. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Let's see if I've got the right person here. She's a little scoldy because she knows best and she's not shy about letting you know that she kind of does know better than you. But she's also
Hmm.
very loving and a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun. Um,
Yes.
did she make a certain? She there's something she made. I don't know if it's a candy or a cookie, like a cookie with M&Ms on it or something. There's something she made for kids that was really
Used to
yummy.
make, and my son will, he's 10 years old. When she passed, he was 4. She used to make breaded chicken. We
Mm-hmm.
actually made that tonight for dinner, and he always
Wow.
helps me make it. And then for dessert, she would always make like a strawberry shortcake.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what I was getting. I love. Oh, that sounds great. I'm going to come over for dinner. I can be there in about 6 hours. Kids are so cute when they cook with us. What else is she
Yeah.
saying? She um she says it's her son, right? That was with you.
Yes. Well,
She says he was
we're not together anymore.
yeah. She says he was a dope for leaving the partnership. She's actually
I
known
was a
her.
dope.
No, he was a dope, not you. You're not a dope.
Oh, okay.
No, 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 not a dope. No dope pas, as we say in French. Um, it's interesting because you were very good for him. Very good. And I think he had the most sort of stable, happy life that he's had so far when he was with you. But boys, go figure. But it was really funny because she kind of likes you better than him. I mean, she loves him, obviously, but um, your other son looks very much like his dad, and
Yes.
he's
Oh my God.
got a little, yeah, and he's got a little of that swag too.
Yes. So everybody
Yeah,
says that.
yeah. He's like, it's so funny. He's like a little man, one of those little boys
Yes,
who's like,
yes.
I'm a little man. Yeah. The other one's I love him. He's delicate and sensitive, and he's just such a sweetie. So I get the older one is having more energy, and the younger one is being more of a sweetie pie.
Yes.
What else is she saying? Is the older one? She wants him to be on some sort of sports team. Is he good at like soccer? What's he good
Oh my
at?
God.
Yeah.
He's actually going to regionals this weekend for baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves that.
He's doing unbelievable in baseball.
Yeah, he's got incredible hand-eye coordination. She says that's from her side of the family. She was actually good at like games or things like that. I mean, I don't think she got much chance, but I think when she was young, she was pretty athletic.
Yes, absolutely.
She gave up a lot for her marriage. I'm not sure it was a great marriage, just between you and me, but she hung in there.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, she's very smart. She's really encouraging to you. So what she's saying, and I've got 60 seconds, so I'm going to talk really fast. A, she's with her kids all the time. B, she really likes you. So you can ask her for help with something. And C, she wants you to, again, I said this with my other caller, you've got really cool intelligence. And she wants you to take your intelligence seriously and take your talent seriously because she says you're very special. And I agree with that. I feel like, I'm not sure if you're working right now, but I feel like it's possible for you to get a job you like better and more suited to you. That's probably next year. I work
in the office, and I actually was looking today. So when I was listening to your last call, you were saying about an online course. I was looking today about online courses and how I wanted to. I work in the office, but I was like, let me look at like bartending courses like online to like get a certification and then like learn from there.
Okay.
So
I love that for you. I've got to go, my angel. Our time is up, but please do that follow up and let me know how you're doing. I'm Peri Lyons on Facebook. All right, sweetheart. Big hug. And that color looks great on you.